Some minna, eh, waka waka, eh, 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again. And got an assist. You know what I mean there? You know what I mean there? But look, obviously, I went to the game yesterday. Yeah, I was at the stadium, and like I keep on telling people, yeah, if y'all Arsenal fans want Arsenal to do big things this season, yeah, if you want us to be, you get me, arms in the air, like you just don't care, someone's got to get me to every home game, innit? Car. That's another home game I've gone to, and it's another W. You get it, yeah? Arsenal 3, Dinamo Zagreb 0, yeah? And I mean, before I actually get into the game, the one thing I want to say, yeah, is the Dinamo Zagreb fans, they're G's. They're proper G's, blood. I won't lie. Like the whole, I'm there and I'm looking at them and it's like, raw, these man, they sound like they're going into. I'm like, raw. Raw. These men, and you're looking at it, and all you see. I'm like, whoa. These men are making me go, oh, might have to draw for my sword, blood. I mean, keep my shield up, man. You got the guy with the speakerphone. I'm like, wow. Obviously, I can't speak the language in it, so that's why. You know what I mean? Obviously, they don't sound like that, but the vibe in it, you know what I mean? And it was crazy, like, and that's why European games are cold. I won't lie, experiencing that for the first time was cold. It was my first Champions League game I've ever gone to. At Arsenal, in it, and yeah, man, these European fans, they do it properly, man, and it makes you kind of want to like, nah, no way. No way, these men are in my ground making this noise. Nah, blood, I gotta make noise myself. And that's why, you get it, the voice is a bit mash up, you know. And obviously the fan cam's a bit late because I did go to the game. But you see that game, yeah? Easy, comfortable, like no stress at all, man. No fear. Like, I mean, aside from, there was a couple times where I'm like, because obviously I was in the clock end upper, yeah, and the first half they were like, Arsenal was attacking our end, didn't it? And like, a couple times in the first half, like, it's like the Arsenal players were getting a bit too cocky, like doing up, trying to do jink and majink over there in our half by the keeper, and Timber's losing the ball, Kiwio's losing the ball, and then they're like, oh, I'm like, man, I get it. The game's easy, but take it serious, man. It's the Champions League, man. It's a game of moments. Like, any one of those mistakes, yeah, could have just boom led to a goal, and then it's like we're sitting there like, okay, it's 1-1 now, and then the game probably ends up different. But outside of that, like, we was just pulling them from pillar to post. You get it? We're doing our pass, spread the play, getting their players to move to the left, okay, move to the right, everybody move to the left, or move to the right, like tiring them out, getting them to use a lot of energy. Oddly enough, we didn't really press that intensely. I'd say outside of Havertz. Havertz was the only one that was really pressing, especially in the first half. In the second half, we kind of, I don't know, Odegaard got a bit more involved, but Odegaard was a little bit more laid back on the intensity of the press in the first half, which I found interesting. But outside of that, it was just pure domination. I'll be real. It was actually just pure domination. It was great to see. I won't lie. Like, going to the stadium and seeing it was great to see. Like, there was, obviously, we was playing in triangles. I was like, okay, cool. We're moving the ball a bit quicker at times. For some reason, like, it was like Jorginho was the magnet, and it was like, we would try and run a little thing on the left, and then it was like, okay, cool, can't go forward, back to Jorginho. And then sometimes Jorginho would try and break the line. Sometimes he would try and find that pass through the middle, but more often than not, he would receive the ball, turn to the other side. That was kind of his role, magnet, receive the ball, turn to the other side. And at times it did feel like we was playing in triangles for no reason, like we was overdoing it. Like, a lot of our build up was very slow At times it was fast, but I never really felt like there was any real intention behind our build up. Um, Obviously, a lot of standout performers in that game, like Gabriel, I thought was solid. And like, do you know what about Gabriel was really interesting? Yeah, because obviously he's like a demon when it comes to corners, isn't it? And obviously in the first half, like, cool, they're attacking the end that I'm closest to, innit? So I'm watching him on the corners, and like, you see him, he starts like at the top of the box, and like just before the ball's about to come in, like, he tries to step, then bust the other way, and then raw, it just creates bare space for him, and then like there was a good 2-3 times when really and truly he should have got the ball in the back of the net from corners, but quite surprisingly enough, the moments when I say it's 50-50. I think 50-50 Zagreb dealt well with our corners, which I felt was a bit strange because I don't really think they're used to like a team doing that, if you know what I mean. So yeah, obviously my brother, my bro, Kai Havertz with the goal and the assist. Yeah, with the goal and the assist. But outside of all of that, I think out of possession, he really had a good game. He had a really good game out of possession. His positioning and movement in that game was really intelligent as well. You see it for the second goal. Sorry, well, yeah, the second goal for Arsenal, his first goal. Like, the way that he just like, he sees the space, and like he can see Martinelli's like, okay, I need to be here. So like he's running around, and then Martinelli whips in. The ball was wavy, whips it in, and then have a, you know what I mean? Doing, oddly enough, what you want a striker to do, what you want your centre forward to do. Oddly enough, he did it. Oddly enough, even his movement and like knowing where to be to like set up the goal for Rice as well. Which, by the way, that was a great finish. I saw that live in the like. I was like, whoa, like, whoa, okay, Rice. And then this is one of those games, yeah, where it kind of makes you understand why Arteta wants him as an 8. Cause what he was doing in them forward areas, crazy. Like he was driving. I think that's why he wants him in the 8. Yeah, because his running power is insane. His ability to drive and progress with the ball is insane. The only thing that needs to be tweaked in Declan Rice's brain, and I think it will come. There's a lot of AOs in that sentence. There's a lot of red cards, I won't lie. After a few more years of playing in the 8, yeah? Which is when you're driving forward, continue to go forward. Whether that's with beating the man and continue to go forward, or passing the ball into space for someone else to run onto, or there's a few times where there was one time in the second half, it was really clear, yeah, where like the Zagreb team lost their space. Sorry, lost their shape, yeah, and there was like the clearest route for Declan Rice to thread the ball through for Wanyeri to run onto it, yeah, clear as day, like clear, yeah. But I think he ended up passing to Partey. He was like, he didn't thread it through, and I was like, oh, see, that's the only thing that you need to tweak, and he needs to work on his scanning in it, because there was, I think there was a moment, I think it was in the first half where it was no second half. Was it second half? Basically, he picks up the ball, yeah, in the middle of the park. And it was the second half, because I remember Martinelli being on the left, innit? And he just doesn't look. He just doesn't look this way. Wait, yeah. He just doesn't look this way. So he doesn't see that Martinelli is in the greatest of space in existence. Like, the space that Martinelli was in was crazy. Like, if he just finds Martinelli, we score. Like, that is how much space that Martinelli was in. But he goes to the right and then it ends up with Sterling, who he did absolutely nothing in that game. I don't know. Wow, yeah. I couldn't tell you what Sterling did in that game. I couldn't tell you. Honestly, I couldn't tell you what he did in that game. Erdegaard he had a good game, fairly good game. Like, it was a bit weird. Well, I say it's a bit weird. Part of me likes it. Part of me was like, okay, you didn't need to do all that. But he had a lot of Hollywood moments. Like when he was just trying to do these crazy balls, like over to the other side, to the players in space, when it's like, you could just thread it through on this side and maybe something happens. But obviously he got his goal as well. Good goal. You know, you want to see it from Erdegaard. Do you know what? I feel like this game, even though it was very easy, a game we should have won, and on the balance of play, if we ever dared to have lost or drawn this game, I would have been vexed, yeah? The people that contributed the most in this game are the people that rivals and the fan base have been a lot, the host, even to the degree, like, I take the L on Martinelli in it, because I've been all season in it, but he played well. Declan Rice, bear man, oh, Declan Rice, oh, he's not, he dropped off, he's not good this year, Declan Rice said, yo, you know what I mean? Like, Kai Havertz, but we don't even need to go into that, like, we all know how the fan base talks about Kai Havertz in it, and how rivals talk about Kai Havertz, but he was like, okay, cool, by the way, and that's now 2 games in a row, yeah? So the Villa game got a goal that should have won the game, by the way, but the defence mashed it up. And then in this game here, goal and assist. So he's got 3 GA in 2 games. Now, by the way, if that's any other player, people are going, oh, that's cold, you know. But because it's Havertz, no, we can't praise him or anything like that, because, oh, some game in the past, he didn't do what he was meant to do. So, by the way, killed it. But, and Erdegaard. A lot of people have been at Erdegaard at the moment, and he went, whoa, by the way, hold that. And got his goal. So yeah, you know, we've qualified for the round of 16. I think there needs to be like some super weird scenario for us to drop out of the top 8 and get automatic qualification. There has to be some like super weird scenario, which I don't think happens. I think all we need to do in the game against Girona is get a draw. And truth be told, Girona are already out of the Champions League. They got nothing to play for. So I can see us rotating and resting some players, you know, and just going and getting the W. Nice little away trip to Spain. You get it. Enjoy some sun, all of that. And then we get our break in, I think it's February. We'll have a break. So there'll be, because we're out of the FA Cup and we won't have to play qualifiers for the next round of the Champions League, we can go to Dubai. And y'all know what that means. So yeah, people, you know, great win, you know, clean sheet, all of that. UCL victory, all of that. Got to see it live in the flesh, all of that. Loved it. And yeah, let me know what your comments are. Wow, sorry. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I was about to say, let me know what your comments are in the thoughts below. Weird. Remember, drop the video a like, you know, all them way there. And hit the post notification so whenever I go live or drop a video, yeah, you don't miss it. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.